Welcome to part 7 of my series, What Makes a Good Life. Today I'd like to talk about family, and to start it off, I'd like to start with children, but those tips are also applicable to your parents or whoever. And just I'm not having any children, so I'm not speaking out of my own experience, just out of common sense, I guess. And also, I'm referring to Jordan Peterson for the 12 Rules of Life for this tip because he's made really good point as a clinical psychologist. And in rule number 5, he says, do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. So whether they're screaming at an airport and annoying everyone, or at a grocery store because they want some candy, those things that you can fix. And that's very easily fixed, because those things might happen every day. And if you have an argument with them about that every day, you you just have a worse experience with them, and you don't want that, and your children don't want that, and no one wants that. So it's best to fix those things, to make certain rules. And it's normal when that children want to explore the rules in other environments. So this is even more important to have certain rules and be strict about them. And because your job as a parent is basically to prepare your children to be a working part of society. And also, it is very important that you fix those things that you do every day, because they make up a majority part of your life. So if you fight with someone on a daily basis, that is your life, and you better fix that, unless you want to start resenting them at some point. And I want to go next. Now I want to move on to the rewarding system. And we are all biological animals, and we get feel good chemicals when someone tells us, hey, you did a good job there. And then we just tend to want to do those things more. It's like it basically is like giving a puppy a treat or so, and then he wants to do that thing again, and that's how you train him a certain trick. And with humans, it's actually not that different, because if someone just does something that you like, for example, cleaning up the dishes, you tell them, hey, good job, thank you. And they will most likely do that again because they just felt good by that. But if they have cleaned the dishes, for example, and you've had a bad day and you come home and, I don't know, you complain about something, they will associate that cleaning dishes, obviously not consciously but subconsciously, they will associate that they get screamed at or whatever, that the environment they creating by cleaning the dishes is a bad one, and you don't want that because you want to clean dishes. So do not punish. What I'm saying is, do not punish people when they're doing something that you like, because this is like literally shooting yourself in the foot. Not literally, that's figuratively, I guess. So you don't want that, and just try to get that together and fix that, and then move up from there, and praise every slightest improvement, and then you can really make things work. To move on to other family members now, next would be the parent sibling situation, or general how you act with your parents. So what is really important with your parents to notice, because when you're watching that, I assume that you probably spend more than 50% of your life with your parents, because the amount of time you spend with them when you're a child is significantly more than when you're adult, because you move out and you don't see each other as often. And if you just realize that this time is scarce, then you start to cherish it more and try to make the experiences better and better every time. And just alone, this realization is enough to enhance all the quality, not only with your parents, but also with your siblings. The amount of time you spend with your siblings is probably decreasing by your age. So you have to cherish that and try to have as good of a quality as you can. And to go back to the parents again, um, I before said that it's their job to prepare you for life, for society. On the other part, it's your job to prepare them for death. So this is also a major concern that you have to realize, because they it's as hard as you think it may sound, but they want you they want to die before you die, because it's terrible to see your child die. So eventually, if nothing happens to you, you will probably see your parents die, and you have to kind of prepare them for that as much as they prepared you for life. So this is your major responsibility as a child. And with your grandparents, it's similar, because not only will you see them die eventually, but you can learn from them so much. Like, just have conversations with them when they're still alive, cherish that they are, and basically get to know the history of their lives. How was it 50 years ago? It's the change in innovation is so rapid at the moment that you can barely fathom what was life like 50 years ago, because only 20 years ago we didn't even have smartphones, or like 20 years ago that's like too much for me to remember as well. But the what I'm saying is that the progress is speeding up, and the longer you can look back, the more you will understand the future. I hope that makes sense, and I probably mixed up a bunch of like sayings there, but I hope you know what I'm saying. Um, the last part is a study. Actually, it's a Gallup study, I believe, and I will refer the link of a video in the description. And what it is, it's basically 75 years of a study of people in general. Like, they were interviewed yearly, I believe, and in the end, I believe it's still going, but they were able to examine certain things. For example, what makes a good life, which is also kind of the topic of what I'm going here. So what the study suggests is that what makes a good life, the most significant part, is the quality of your relationships. And your family is a really big part of that. And I will advance on that point in the next video, which is French. Yeah, I think it's friendships or relationships. Yeah, general relationships. But family is also a major part of that, because your parents, your siblings, your children, your SO, significant other, they are a huge part of your life. And if you have a strong relationship that supports you, then you're going to be significantly more happy. You will live through disasters in your life, and they will come eventually. There will be death and misery and just general suffering. And this suffering is made bearable if you have those strong, lasting relationships that you can rely upon. So that basically sums up what I wanted to say. I will advance on that point next time in the next video. And as a last saying is, I just want to encourage to spend time together and form those deep, lasting relationships, especially with your family. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you want to keep updated on the content, and I see you next time.